So hopefully Streamlabs plays the game for the rest of the night. Hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. So the battle is now starting to heat up for 8th position as we see Aaron Thomas. He's now got the attention of Connor Bell, Leandro Zantrin and Lockie Nichols all hunting him. So Bell not for position, but Zantrin and Nichols, this is for class honours. So we look at the back of Thomas's McLaren, and just a little off Nichols is at Taniaki as well. So it won't take long for Taniaki to catch these guys if they start battling. In fact, Taniaki already catching about half a second. So this could turn into a 5-way battle very, very quickly as we continue to watch Bell try to put the pressure on Thomas. Just see that Nichols is just starting to struggle a little bit, drift off the back of the 3 drivers ahead as our pit window is now open. See one car already in the pit lane. There's car number 36 of Ben Newman. So Thomas gets a little bit sideways over the chicane, and that's going to leave himself open to attack from Bell. Bell going to go the long way around into chicane number 2. Thomas, well, they say that the McLaren's brakes are pretty rubbish, but really proving that the McLaren can stop as fast as anything else. We're now right on board with Connor Bell. So he starts probing for a way past the McLaren. And he's also got the attention of Zantrin and Nichols, and both Nichols and Zantrin. Oh, big send and into the fence. So I'm not sure what was going on there. I think maybe Bell was trying to make was committed to going into the pit lane, and I think he may have forgotten that there was a corner there or something, but either way, that has caused a massive collision. So we also see Lucas Keane into the pit lane. Aaron Thomas, he's managed to keep going, but he's lost a position to Zantrin. We're going to have a quick replay of that as well. Geez, that was a big impact there. As we were on board with Connor Bell. And it's a very tough pit entry. As you can see, Bell just, I'm sure that there was no malice in it. Absolutely certain that there was no malice intended in this. As you can see, just up ahead of the final 2 corners is the pit entry. So obviously Connor Bell just overcommitted. I have a feeling that he may be asked to pay a visit to the steward's room after this race, because that was a very high risk maneuver, and I don't think it was really on. But anyway, that's up to the stewards to decide, as we see that Andy O'Hara now is in the pit lane to tick off his mandatory pit stop, and Zantrin now dives into pit lane as well. Dowd has got a drive-through penalty as well, so I'd say that's for track limits. Have a quick look at Thomas's car. See how much damage is on the 720. So not a lot of damage really. So I think Thomas was very lucky to get away with that. Though I can imagine that there were some choice words said over the voice chat. Bell, on the other hand, that hasn't really worked out. High risk maneuver didn't really pay off for him. As we can see that Shane Poole there. Terry Darwin down in 15th. He's made his pit stop though. He's actually managed to fight back really well in the AM class. He's now chasing down Poole. He's got Van Wingard a little bit behind him. In fact, Dave Ross has also got a stop-go penalty, a 30-second stop-go penalty, so not really sure why that is. Anyway. I would say that's actually speeding in pit lane. Very easy to do if you haven't practiced your pit stops. So Shane Poole just continues to stretch out his advantage over Darwin. So we're going to try and find... Well, here's our leader, Matt Cotter. He's had a pretty good race so far. We've seen him in a few battles, but he's managed to show some real good racecraft. Now he dives into pit lane, so this is an important stop for Cotter. He starts up the entry a little bit. Manages to get it slowed down to 50 k's per hour, and down pit lane he trundles. He's also got Lucas Stout just behind him. So Lockie Nichols now, he's effectively the AM race leader. Unless I'm a little bit mistaken. We'll do a quick little addition. So 11, 14, 16, 27, 28, 36, and just waiting for these gaps to update is a bit painful. So at the moment it's 36 seconds, 30 seconds stationary. So geez, it's going to be tight between Nichols and Thomas. So we see that Thomas is now in the pit lane. He'll probably have some damage as well after the contact between himself and Bell. But, wait and see what happens. Let's see where Thomas is. Is he moving? He is trundling down pit lane. So where is Lockie Nichols? He's coming down into turn number 1 now. This is going to be tight on the exit. Nichols will have some warm tyres, but, well, Aaron Thomas gets out ahead. So maybe a bad outlap. We know that Nichols got held up by while trying to avoid the spinning Ferrari of Bell going into pit lane. He was certainly affected by that. But, well, the battle is certainly well and truly on in the AM class as Nichols launches it over the curbs. Taniaki is not too far behind these guys either, so if these two start battling, Taniaki could be one of the big winners out of it. Press the wrong button there as we look at the back of Aaron Thomas's McLaren. Just see his two main rivals just behind. The headlights are now ablaze on the 168 Lamborghini. Nichols has got a really good run now. It's tucked up in the slipstream of the McLaren. Seems to be where Nichols is strong. He's right up onto the back. Will he go for ascent into turn number 2? Just not close enough this time round. So now right on board with Nichols as he chases the McLaren. They're coming up on some lap traffic. A little bit of oversteer now for Thomas, sorry. Now they make their way down this back straight towards the first chicane. Nichols is really close to the back of the 720. They both launch it over the curbs. But Nichols has got a good run now. Lap car's going to play a factor in this, I think. Oh, Nichols thought about it, but... Oh, clever driving by Thomas. No, the lap car's just not getting out of the way in time. Wasn't really much that he could do. Oh, Thomas gets it sideways through the right-hander. Just a little bit of a touch, an ever so slight touch. Here comes Taniaki to buy into the battle. We've got a three-way battle for the AM class lead. And this is exactly what we want to see. We have 25 minutes left in this race. Still plenty of time for something to go wrong for these guys. Plenty of time for Zanchin to buy his way into the battle as well. And Nichols now right on board with him. He's going to be probing for a maneuver. Oh, he gets a good run, but Thomas goes defensive. So Nichols trying to set himself up for a switchback on the way to turn number 3 and 4. Can't quite get it done this time around. He's got to be aware that Taniaki is very, very close to the back of them. Taniaki's moving around. He's trying to find a way around both of these guys. We're now right on board with him. He's got the best seat in the house for this battle. See that Malice is very cautious on the brakes. He really doesn't want to be involved in any sort of contact with the two drivers ahead of him. This is really smart driving from him. As we rejoin Nichols, as he hunts for a way around the 720 of Aaron Thomas. Just see that the brakes of the Lamborghini are just so much better than the McLaren ahead. And the drive that Nichols gets out of the final corner is absolutely brilliant. We see that Thomas moves as far to the right as he can, trying to break the toe down the main straight. Gets a much better run through turn number 1. He's able to take the normal race line. Angles it in early. He's under a lot of pressure, Thomas. So far, he's withstanding it. Jump back on board with Taniaki. Right now, it just looks as though Malth is just content with sitting behind and just getting ready to pick up the pieces in case these two come together. Jump back on board with Nichols now. As he thinks about ascend into the second chicane. But Thomas is great on the brakes with the McLaren. And Nichols is all over the back of that rear bar. Winding up for ascend. Oh, Thomas goes defensive. Nichols is going to have to do it the long way. Thinks about a switchback, but Thomas parks it on the apex. Brilliant defensive driving from Aaron Thomas. This is absolutely maximum pressure sim racing at the moment. Look out the back of Thomas now. Nichols is really close. The door is open, but just can't. Thomas is just super strong under brakes with the McLaren. So much for everyone saying that the McLaren is absolutely terrible under brakes. Oh, Nichols is so close. It's almost taking the top layer of paint off the rear bar on the McLaren. Right now, this is helping Bell get up to the back of them. And look in the background, there's Zanchin. He is coming as well. Not too far behind Zanchin is Terry Darman as well. So, with 21 minutes left to go in this race, we could end up with a 5-way battle for the AM lead. Darwin's actually a long way off the back of back of Zanchin, actually 25 seconds. Ruka. Is that a troll? So this is a really impressive drive from Aaron Thomas. Just, although here comes Lockie Nichols, he's got the run down the main straight. He's going to try and squeeze up the inside, but Thomas wants to argue the point. Thomas will hold the inside line for turn number 2, and Thomas will survive again. Brilliant racing from these two. Just behind, Itaniaki's just biding his time. He just wants to wait and see what these two do and pick up the pieces if they come together. So Thomas goes defensive into the first chicane. Leaves Nichols no chance to get through. Oh, bad run out of the first chicane for Nichols. This will give Itaniaki a chance, but he backs out of it. Thank you very much to LDGo79 for the follow. Much appreciated, mate. Hope you're enjoying the stream. This is just an amazing battle. Vanderham, he's picked up a drive-through penalty while in pit lane by the looks of things. Battle continues between Nichols and Thomas. Nichols trying to go the long way around to turn number 2. Thomas is just doing everything right at the moment. He's not slipping up, not making any mistakes. The only thing he's probably doing wrong is trying to move to the right-hand side as early as possible down the main straight. That's just that just seems to give Nichols a chance to get a run down the main straight. Just needs to follow his normal racing line. So a good run for Thomas through the second chicane. Now Nichols is under pressure from Itaniaki, and Bell is right onto the back of them too. Here comes Itaniaki up the inside. That's a big send. He can't get it done. Nichols will switch back on him, and that will give Bell a chance. Bell gives a little nudge to Itaniaki, lets him know he's still there. Ruka, do I like this track? Mate, I really enjoy this track. It's a bit like a go-kart track in a way. Need to have a good Ruka, that's not funny, mate. That's not funny. Oh, I'm not going there, Ruka. So Thomas now finds himself with the bit of a breather from the attack of Nichols. There's that little exchange between Itaniak and Nichols just really helped Thomas pull away slightly. So we can just see that Nichols is already closing up onto the back of the 720 McLaren. Well, up the front, well, Keen Lucas has managed to leapfrog Rashuti in the pit stops, if I'm not mistaken. And Lucas now has regained second position, so although he's dropped almost 6 seconds to the back of Andy O'Hara. So fortunately the battle for the overall win is more or less done and dusted. But I'm just, honestly, I'm just so enthralled by this battle between Aaron Thomas Lockie Nichols, Taniak, Bell, and well, I think in the next couple of laps we could expect Zanchin to close up onto the back of these four. So now Nichols right onto the back of Thomas again. Another lap car ahead. This might favour Nichols a little bit. How smart is Aaron Thomas? Can he use the traffic just to provide a little bit of a buffer between himself and Nichols? Right back on board with Thomas. I thought Nichols, he's definitely got the stamp licked and on the envelope. He just needs to post it now. Absolutely send it up the inside. It needs to be clean as well. Blue flags are out for the number 36. Gets right out of the way of this battle. That's brilliant sportsmanship. Here we go, great drive from Nichols. The drive from the McLaren is just as good as they make their way through turn number one once more. Just see Nick, again, Aaron Thomas is just, this is absolutely brilliant defensive driving from Aaron Thomas. He's not really going overly defensive. He's just focusing on hitting those marks lap after lap. So for now, this has been outstanding driving, and Nichols gets it all wrong. He gets a big tank slap. That's going to give Taniak the position. So Taniak now, he moves up to be the next driver to take on Aaron Thomas. So Malith's patience has paid off, and he moves up into second in the amber field. Nichols, he'll be absolutely frustrated by that. He'll be pushing as hard as he can to get back onto the tail of this battle. Bell has just dropped a little bit off the back of Taniak. Taniak is already onto the back of Nichols' McLaren. We have 13 minutes left in this race. Up the front, O'Hara is first, Daylight second. Then we have Lucas and Raschuti. But the battle for the M class is where it's at. We're now right on board with Malith. Once again, rock solid defending from Aaron Thomas. If he manages to hold on to this, this will be an absolutely brilliant drive. Oh, Malith, I thought he was going to center punch the McLaren into the braking zone. He's had to straight line the chicane. That will more than likely get him a cut. Gives Thomas a bit of a break. Nichols is not really able to reel in this battle. I think Nichols maybe just driving a little bit ragged, maybe panicking a little bit that he's lost so much time. Just needs to settle down and just let his own natural pace draw him back onto the battle for this AM class lead. Right now, Aaron Thomas just doing everything right. Taniak just can't seem to find a way through. He's got Bell all over the back of him. It may even be smart for Taniak to just maybe sidestep Bell, let him have it, and hope that Bell can create an opening for him to follow through. Now, Taniak gets a great run through the first chicane. He's going to be forced to go the long way around. Once again, Thomas just positioning his car absolutely perfectly. Oh, Bell went in so deep there. I thought he was going to tag the back of the Lexus. Oh, another mistake from Thomas, so the cracks are starting to show. And now look, Nichols is catching the back of these guys now. This is going to become a four-way before you know it. Now Taniak is starting to tighten the thumb screws on Thomas. Just trying to move around in the mirror. Distract Thomas a little bit, maybe put a little bit of pressure on him. And Bell's doing the exact same thing to Taniak. Now, Taniak, he's got Bell all over the back of him. So Bell's in an awkward position because he wants to get around these AM drivers, but he probably doesn't want to get involved in their battle either. As here comes Nichols. He's caught right onto the back of Bell now. Oh, Bell drives it hard. Oh, he has to cut the chicane. He just hit the curb a little bit awkwardly. We've got him a track cut. Once again, this has been amazing driving from Aaron Thomas. We're talking almost 20 minutes now. He has been holding off the attacks from both Nichols and now Taniak. Honestly, I think, really do think that we should be, if anyone was ever to write a handbook on defensive driving, Aaron Thomas should be your first reference. This has just been an incredible drive from him. I'm risking the commentator's curse. But honestly, watching how he's driving right now, this is really good defending. He's just sticking to his rhythm. He's not really trying to carry the braking later or trying to pick up the throttle early. I'm not really seeing many mistakes from him. He has dipped a wheel off here and there, but it hasn't been big enough that's allowed the snarling pack behind him to get through. So he must be absolutely trying his best to ignore that ticking clock at the top of the screen. Just focusing on just hitting every line correctly. Oh no, he's made a mistake. That's going to give Taniak a chance down the back straight towards the final chicane. Taniak is now side by side with Thomas. Have I spoken too soon? Although Thomas has got the right side of the circuit for the final chicane. He does manage to hold on to the lead for the AM class for another lap. How long can Thomas keep this up? He's been under siege for more than 20 minutes. And still, the one time he makes a mistake and he makes another mistake. Taniak tries to go the long way around through turn number 2. He's still side by side. He's going to leave himself open to Bell, and Bell has just stuck the nose in of the Ferrari. But still these four positions remain unchanged. And Nichols, he's now right onto the back of it. He's trying to make a move on Bell. He's backed out of it. I'll tell you what, I thought Zanchin might have been catching, but he isn't. So this is just going to remain a four-way battle, I think. Ruka, the pack is smelling blood. I think so. Pressure is maybe just starting to get to Aaron Thomas. He's been putting in a fantastic drive so far. The mental concentration that Aaron Thomas must be putting in would have to be immense. As now here's a new thing to throw into the mix. Here's our leader, Andy O'Hara. The blue flags are going to be coming out. Andy O'Hara can see that Lucas is actually starting to catch him in the Mercedes with 5 minutes to go, so he's not going to want to hang around too long behind this battle pack in front of him. But Andy, being the good bloke that he is, he won't want to interrupt this battle. Nichols has dropped off the back slightly, so something happened in either turn 1 or the final chicane, as he has really dropped off the back of Bell. Bell now looking up the inside of Ataniak. He can't get the move done. How wide can this McLaren be? And how long will the patience hold for Ataniak and the rest of the snarling pack? We have less than 5 minutes left in this race. Time is running out for Ataniak and Nichols to try and take the lead, wrestle this lead from the grasp of Aaron Thomas. Thomas has got an absolute death grip on the lead of this AM class race. Gets much better drive out of the final corner this time by. Bell is smelling blood on Ataniak as well. The pressure is starting to get to all 4 of these drivers. Nichols has managed to latch onto the back of this pack again. But there is Andy O'Hara. Oh no, Bell has run wide in turn number 2. That will give Nichols a chance into turn number 4, but Bell just closes the door. That'll give Ataniak a chance to just concentrate on working over the back of that McLaren up ahead. Bell actually sidesteps Nichols. And here comes O'Hara. Oh, Lucas, he is catching O'Hara. That gap has dropped by a second, and it's going to drop even further because now O'Hara is now stuck into this battle. So someone has taken the script from race 1, said it was boring, and they decided that they were going to create a brand new. Oh, Zanchin has gotten a drive-through penalty, so track limits for Zanchin, I would say. How much more excitement can we cram into this race? So we've got Lucas. He is really closing onto the back of Andy O'Hara. That gap has come down almost a second in the sector. It's almost down to under 2 seconds with 2 minutes left to go in this race. And O'Hara still has to get through 3 blue flag cars that are battling for the lead of the AM class. Thomas has been putting on a great display of defensive driving. We're talking 20 minutes plus of non-stop attack from Nichols and now Ataniak in the Lexus. And now to throw a few more cats among the pigeons. Here comes Andy O'Hara. Here come the blue flags. How do you play this if you're Aaron Thomas? O'Hara's just gotten through the first of the blue flag cars. 2 more to go. And Lucas is still coming. Thomas runs it in so deep into the hairpin. Manages to get good drive out. Ataniak is slowing down. He's trying to let O'Hara through. That's going to allow Nichols a chance to get involved with Ataniak. Looks around the outside, but Ataniak parks the Lexus on the apex. And it's final lap time. So this is it. Has Ataniak resigned himself to second? Thomas is not really making a huge effort to get out of the way of O'Hara. Lucas is trying to close down 2 seconds in 1 lap. Now Thomas moves out of the way. So Andy O'Hara, he has come to the rescue of Aaron Thomas. Well, as I say that, Ataniak is starting to close the gap down again. Nichols is all over the back of Ataniak. They've got Keen Lucas coming up behind. I think O'Hara's got enough of a gap over Keen Lucas to take out the win, barring anything incredible happening. Oh, Thomas runs it in too deep, but he's got enough of a buffer. It's too late. 1 more set of corners to go. Andy O'Hara is going to win race number 2, making it a clean sweep for the pro field. So there you go, Andy O'Hara the winner. But Aaron Thomas, after a brilliant display of defensive driving, wins the AM class. The top 3 in AM, covered by a blanket. Oh, Connor Bell. Don't know what that was about. But Aaron Thomas, take a bow. That was almost half an hour of defensive driving. And only a few cracks, but he managed to hold off the snarling pack of Nichols and Ataniak. What a drive from Aaron Thomas. He's absolutely stolen the show from Andy O'Hara's brilliant drive to make it 2 from 2 tonight. He's stolen the show from Keen Lucas for closing the gap down. He's stolen the show from Raschuti for finishing 3rd overall. But man, if you want to steal a show, if you're at home and you're wondering how to steal a show, that's how you do it. Defend successfully for 30 minutes to take your class win. It just does not get any better than that. I'm still absolutely amazed that Aaron Thomas was able to just defend for that long. Oh, actually, I think I'm missing something rather important. Yes, I've unfortunately missed the donuts from Andy O'Hara. Yeah, we've definitely missed these. I have a feeling he's actually, yeah, he's definitely popped a tire. So there you go. Let's have a look at the results from race number 2.
Green light, show them what you got.
So Andy O'Hara, the winner of race number 2 for GT3. Keen Lucas and Stefano Raschuti making up the rest of the podium. Chris Munro manages to have a good race, starting from 7th, I think it was, and finishing 4th. Matt Cotter similarly started down, then buried in the top 10. He finishes in 5th position. Anthony Cesana, he had a bit of a struggle after qualifying on the 2nd row, I think it was. He fell down to 6th. Aaron Thomas, drive of the night, driver of the race, defending for 30 minutes against the attacks from Malith, Ataniak, and Nichols. And Aaron Thomas takes home a well-deserved AM class win. Ataniak 2nd in AM class and 8th overall. Nichols 9th overall and 3rd in AM. And we have Connor Bell and Alex Spinozzi down outside of the top 10 for Spinozzi after a great qualifying session. We then have Terry Darwin. Huge disappointment from him. He got tangled up in the carnage in the chicane on lap number 1. Peter Van Wingard in 13th, Poole 14th, McLaughlin rounding out the top 15 overall. And we have Ferguson, Newman, Dowd, Bristow, Thomas. Is that Aaron Thomas or another Thomas? Not really sure. Must be another Thomas because he did actually finish. Then we have Zanchin, Wright, Ross, Vanderham, Davies, and Thornton Tran, and all the DNFs down the bottom there. Oh, what a race. I cannot believe what I just saw from Aaron Thomas. Brilliant drive from him. Certainly has deserved that. We are going to probably wrap up the stream on that note because, well, we can't really say anything more other than make sure you join our Discords. Obviously, we have Go Race Promotions, Sim Sports Discord right there, and we'll get a link for the AK Racing Discord server. So there we go. There you go, some AK Gaming Discord. Make sure you join both of those Discords. We have a lot of leagues running at the moment. Of course, we have ACC with AK Gaming at the moment. Go Race Promotions Sim Sports will be running an ACC league as well. AK also running a Supercar Championship and I believe a Trans Am and Formula One Championship as well. And Go Race Promotions currently running a Super GT league, and we are also warming up for our special event, the TCX 300 event number 1 from Circuit Algarve. So make sure you join both our Discords and get involved in the action. Otherwise, until then, we're going to wrap up this stream. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We will see you next time. Until then, good night.